The destruction of infrastructure in Kwazulu-Natal in the aftermath of the devastating floods is estimated to be in the billions of rand. State-owned entity Transnet is expected to give an update on the repairing of its container corridor. Reporter Lethiwe Mdluli is monitoring this for us. She's now joining us from the Bay Head area in Durban, there by the harbour near the Transnet operational centre. Good afternoon, Lethiwe. What's happening there? What can you tell us? I mean, I just recall the visuals from the helicopter where Dasentate was a few weeks ago as the flood really damaged that area, including the road leading to Umlazi.
Well, Braden, currently Transnet has been taking us around some of the affected areas near Bay Head and also the railway lines here in Durban that has been severely affected by the floods. Here in Bay Head, you'd remember that Bay Head Road, which is the main entrance to the port of Durban for those tracks, was badly or severely damaged by the floods. And since then, Transnet has given an update telling us that one lane of Bay Head Road is currently in operation, which means that they are now able to access the port of Durban. The tracks rather are able to access the port of Durban. And earlier on, we were in places such as Cloudwater, where they were giving us an update about the railway lines that had been severely damaged there. We saw the amount or the destruction that the floods have caused, and it's going to take a really long time for Transnet and also the government to fix those damaged railway lines. They also touched on the most important main line, which is Cato Ridge. That main line connects Cato Ridge and Durban. They are saying that for now it's not operating, and it's a problem for them because that line, the cargo trains there, they transport goods such as vehicles. They also transport goods such as grain, which means now all that operation is currently not happening, and the city of Durban is of course losing money because of this. We spoke to an engineer from Transnet who took us through what they're currently doing, because they are now replacing that infrastructure, and they're hoping that by June they will have one line from Cato Ridge to Durban that actually is operating. While he was explaining to us the maintenance that they're currently undergoing, this is what he had to say.
We had a wash away. Both lines were washed off altogether. They were just floating in the air. As you can see on our left, there were houses that were here that were actually washed away onto the track. So these are some of the houses that we're talking to the MEC of Human Settlement and the eThekwini municipality to relocate them to a safe place, because if we have other rains coming, they could be washed away again. So their lives are at stake. So we need to move them as soon as possible. Actually, some of the community members have approached us, citing that they are fearing for their safety because of the proximity to the railway line. We are trying to rebuild the formation here, so we are rebuilding the foundation of the track so that it's stable, and we're putting culverts so that they can drain the water properly instead of it washing the tracks again. So there will be culverts that will be installed here and then discharging to the right spot, taking it down all the way to the stream instead of going through people's houses and damaging their property. So once we're done here, the track will be rebuilt, and we'll have now new drainage system that will be installed that will help avert similar occurrences in future.
Yeah, a lot of work that still has to be done, Lethiwe, in that area there by Transnet. And this, of course, has affected many people. But a bit of good news that at least that corridor is beginning to move.
Certainly, Braden, and they are hoping by 9 June they are going to be opening it up to operations and also those cargo trains. But another thing is, I spoke to the communities that are situated near the railway lines here, there in Cloudwater, and I spoke to a family that says that they have been living there for years, and they have gotten in touch with government asking them to move them to safer areas. Their homes were badly affected by the recent floods, but the Goko that I spoke to earlier, she did share that in 2013, during the first floods that they ever experienced, they actually went to the Department of Human Settlements, and unfortunately they have not received any help since 2013. She's saying that in 2019, you remember those really deadly floods in 2019 here in Durban, which affected a lot of people. She went there as well. She also spoke to her local councillor, informing him that her house was actually actually starting to break down a bit because of the floods, and they were asking to be moved to a safer area. Unfortunately, she says no inspectors have since come since 2019, and now with the recent floods, they lost half of their home, and their neighbors unfortunately lost everything. And since then, no one has actually come to check up on them and see what they need. She is saying that they are willing to be moved, but unfortunately she does not want to be given an RDP home because the house that she has built, she says, is able to house every family member. And she says that the government has only offered them about 4,000 rands for moving to a different area, and she's saying that they are not willing to move to an RDP house and also been given that amount of money. She says that currently they actually do not have water, and no one from the government has come and told them the plan moving forward, and they are asking to be moved to better areas. While speaking to Koko Duma, this is what she had to say.
Uma ngabe sengiya lapha e-office amantombazane engake ngakhuluma nawo athi uma ikhansela lithi liyangimuva lizofika linginike indlu engangeyomxhaso anganoma inamaroma amabili ne-toilet. Ngathi mina ngeke ikhansela linginike leyo ndlu ngoba nginengane abafana abathathu nentombazane abangakaze bawuthola umxhaso ngabazalela la. Manje mali nginika le ndlu lengane zami uzohlalaphi? Kodwa lokhu ngakunqaba nje kufika ikhansela lithi liyangimuva angizange ngisenganqaba. Kuzobe lezi ke sifike nje njengoba kunalesikhukhula. Ikhukhula sifikile bafika babezobheka la bathumelayo bafike babona kusahamba amanzi ayihamba konke la kumina le moto zonke ngene odakeni leyana nje yasihambile already silapha emanzini. Lese ingene ephansi edakeni nenye sikhiphe la nawo sengene odakeni amanzi ehamba ngapha omnye umfula omnye uhamba ngapha engene kameleni le lapha engilala kulona kuyabonakala ungenela kulele la azohamba ekitchen azophumela ngapha alikaze lifike ikhansela